Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be doing 10 of the Ubers, every single one of the portals, so that's going to be a total of 40 portals, but we'll go through them relatively quick here. And this will also kind of serve as a purpose to anyone that is interested in crafting the Hellfire Amulet or the rings, but pretty much the Amulet's the only one that most of you guys will be interested in crafting in the first place. So first off, what you need to do to obtain these Infernal Machines is actually kill the enemies that are located by the map by a little key. You go ahead and go right to that area, and you'll see it'll be in purple. I'm going to move away from this so you guys can actually see it. So it'll be in purple, and that's where the key warden is going to be. There's one in Act 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to go ahead, for the sake of this, just kill this one. And then they'll go ahead and drop the Infernal Machine of whatever act it is. So this one's going to be the Infernal Machine of Regret. And you got to do that in Act 1, 2, 3, and 4. And every single one will drop a different Infernal Machine. And once you go ahead and obtain, ideally you just do them all in one go. There are ways to go ahead and do it with a group. So if you want to make things faster, you can do it with a group, but you can't do it in a split party. So you're going to have to go ahead and obtain one of each. And for the video, what we'll do is we'll do one set of Ubers, and then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll craft one of the Hellfire Amulet, and then we're going to go ahead and then do all 9 right after. So what you want to do is go into Act 1 after you go ahead and get all of the Infernal Machines. And then you're going to go ahead and break open up this door over here. And here's exactly where it's located, right next to the brother Malachi. You're going to go ahead and go in here, and it's a hero's abode. And then you go ahead and right-click on them, and then they will open up the portal. Now, I recommend doing these on the hardest difficulty that you can go up to. In our case, this is the highest difficulty in the game, the hardest one, which is Torment 16. You're going to go ahead and go in and fight the bosses over here. So what they are stronger versions of bosses that you've already probably faced off in the game. They'll be relatively easy for us because, well, we're pretty much good on gear. But we've got Leoric's Regret over here, so that's what this one drops over here in the Realm of Regret. I'm not going to go ahead and pick up the other things, but I also want to serve this video as a purpose to, is farming the Ubers actually viable? That is a question that some people might have. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to kill the Ubers in every single portal. I usually like to go from left to right, but it doesn't matter the order. There's no special thing that happens if you do them in any other order. So do it in any order that you want. The Realm of Fright would be considered sometimes the hardest one because there's a stun. And you do have to fight like all of the Ubers. Again, the only time that's really difficult is when you get stunned, because a lot of the set items will require you to channel or do a certain thing. And so far, no legendaries. It's not that uncommon to get legendaries in these though, but so far, 0 out of the 4, or 0 out of the 2 have dropped. Legendaries in this is Putridness. There's not really like a way that you need to try to handle any of these. You can see one melt in this, and this is on Torment 16. It's just that I have decent enough gear. I could probably throw in my pet. I turned off my pet because I wanted to do something for one of the conquests, which is actually to get the 50 million gold. So I disabled the pet because it makes things a lot easier. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the Realm of Terror. So you're going to get an organ from each part. But in this one, I will recommend to kill Siegebreaker first. Sometimes this guy can get annoying too with his slow time fields, but it's mostly when you get grabbed or that, well, you can't do anything and you just get hit. They can basically wombo combo you, because one of them grabs you and then you can't do anything. And so we've got 2 legendaries here so far. So I've probably already done this a few different times, so I have a lot of Leoric's Regret, but you can see I only have 4 of the Vial of Putridness, Idol of Terror, and Heart of Fright. You might not get 4 on every single one, but it's just the harder that you go up in difficulty, the higher chance that you have for them. So let's go ahead and now show off how to actually craft the amulet or ring. So what you want to do is go into Act 2 and go to the Hidden Camp, and you'll see this little girl over here, the Squirt the Peddler. You'll go to Miscellaneous, and what you want to do is buy the Hellfire Amulet and the Hellfire Ring. There's actually level 61 and there's level 71, but don't worry about the ring. You don't want the ring. The ring is like pretty much useless. But the amulet does have a use. What it will grant you is an additional passive. It's kind of like the end game of this game, but no one really farms Ubers. In Diablo 2, you could argue farming Ubers was like viable because there was an item that you can get that you could actually trade. But in Diablo 3, there really isn't a huge desire to go ahead and do that. So anyways, we're going to go back right into Act 1. Actually, if I go here, does it... Okay, it just makes me go back right there. I was hoping I'd be able to exit the portal. But in each one of these areas, there's nothing special in them to like go ahead and like look for some secret. Technically, this is kind of a secret anyways, like doing the Ubers. Oh, you know what? We're done with all of them. Okay. You know, okay, now we're on our way to crafting. Okay, got sidetracked over there. But after you go ahead and get the book, you'll have to right-click on it over at your jeweler, and then you're going to go ahead and craft it. Let me go and move the cam out of the way for this, so now you guys can see it. So the thing that you want to craft, once again, is whatever Hellfire Amulet that your class will want. So in our instance, it's going to be Strength. You can craft an Intelligence one for no reason at all, but like unless you're doing something very, very specific, which is more than likely not the case, you're going to want to go with whatever your class's main stat is. And our class is going to be a Barbarian, so we're going to go ahead and craft the Hellfire Amulet Strength. So it requires 1 of each of the organs, and then it requires 10 of the Forgotten Souls. We'll go ahead and actually craft more later down the line, but I just wanted to go ahead and do this as one. So what it comes with, though, is it will guarantee 1 socket, and then you get 3 random stats on it. It's always going to roll with Strength, because you crafted the Strength one, and then it has a socket. You basically just need one of them to be crit chance or crit damage or element damage, and then you can roll the other one to whatever you want, and you'll be good to go. So now that we've done this, if you notice, we can't open up another one. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to leave the game, and to leave the game faster, we can actually just go into town, leave game, restart, and then we'll just go ahead and create another game. So that was our first one, and we'll identify all of the items, and we'll see if Ubers are actually better to farm. Sometimes on forums you'll see, I saw one guy specifically say that Ubers are the best way to get primals. I really don't believe it, but you know, I've never really tested it out by farming Ubers over and over again. Obviously, the more chances that you do it, the more consistent your results will be. But at the end of the day, I don't think that Ubers have a higher chance to drop, but you know, sometimes people just like to say that, right? They're like, this is the best way to farm, and I don't know, for whatever reason, without any data, that's what they like to say, so we'll go ahead and kind of test it out. Actually, we want to hit him first because our stricken probably procced on him. Alright, so we got 4 that time, and this one we actually got a legendary. But so far, you can actually tell, oh, we got 2 legendaries. So far, no primals, but we might have an upgrade, and so I already have this ancient, and this is actually pretty decent rolls, so I don't know if we'll get a replacement for that, but we'll go ahead and identify all of the items after and see if we get anything good. But now that you guys know how to craft it, I guess that part is out of the way. The next question is it good to farm? Are Ubers actually viable? Can you get more primals off of them? You get those primal ancients. That's what we're trying to go for. But the drop chance is so low for those anyways. Like, if we RNG and get 2, right? I feel like everyone will think that, oh, these are really good to farm, but it just comes down to the randomness. And if we get 0, then people will think, oh, it's bad. But again, the chances of getting primals are already low enough in the game that, well, we'll see what happens. So, again, right now we're on 2. 2 out of 8. Dang, this thing just melts super fast. And we got 4 at least. You can actually check if they drop legendaries most of the time because they'll start dropping it immediately. I'm not going to pick up like the gold or anything like that because I feel like it's just a waste of time. And we're on this one over here. We got the slow time right on top of us. That was unlucky. But there's result number 2. So we didn't get that many legendaries. I would say so far as our results go. I'm curious to know what you guys think about it down below. Do you guys think that these are actually good to farm or not? So far, I would say that like I could just be doing T16 or like any. Well, obviously, if I go any higher and greater rifts, it would be yielding quite great results. But remember, this is very slow. You have to go ahead and go and gather all the keys, and then one thing that's really unfortunate with the way this mechanic works is you can't open up multiples of them. Whoops. One of them didn't open up. You have to reset the game every single time, and with like, you know, rifts, you can go in much faster. So I would say that these are like really bad, but we'll do 10. I think that's a good like estimate here, because that's 40 portals. And in each portal there's at least 2, so that's like giving us at least 80, right? At least 80 results, which I think is enough to say, you know, that's a good amount of tries. I'm pretty sure that the Ubers, if they drop a legendary, it will appear. Yeah, see how it appears as a gold star instantly, even though they haven't dropped yet? So this one we'll wait for. We'll grab the one item. Oh, that's the Corrupted Ashbringer. I actually really like this item. Unfortunately, it's not very competitive at all. There's no like build specifically with that. Like I said, the butterflies from Magnet can actually do a decent amount of damage though, so watch out for those. We got one amulet. Oh, a mighty weapon over here. No primals though, but the Traveler's Pledge is an okay item. And once again, since we've completed all 4, we'll go ahead and reset over here. And that was 2 out of 10. Dang, this video is going to be so long. But I want to do it in its full entirety. I guess I could technically just go to the end and show the results. But I don't know, for whatever reason, sometimes people are like, I don't believe it. So we'll just do the whole full thing in the full entirety. I know some people probably want to skip it. By all means, go ahead and do what you would like to do. I'm just here to give you guys that full, raw, unedited gameplay, so you guys can decide for yourself, you know, if it's viable or not. And no legendary on this one either. But we will be able to craft a lot of different Hellfire Amulets, and I'll probably craft a few other ones. What the heck? Why was this equipped? I think I accidentally might have like clicked on that when I was opening up those Infernal Machines. Diablo looks pretty cool in this like dark blue over here too. Okay, we got one extra legendary here. Problem is it takes so long for it to finally drop. I'm wondering if Magic Find will actually increase the drops of any of the organs as well. Let's shoot this so we can hit both of them at the same time. Well, that one we took some damage, but our Wrath of Berserker wasn't up. So no legendaries on that one. But see, this is why I find it to be very slow. You have to walk back to the hero's abode every single time. I wish you didn't have to do that. Oh, we got one at least. An amulet. But no primals. No primals. Alright, so that's a third set right there, right? I should write these down so I know how many we've done. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. You want to know why? Because I specifically only have 10, or I have 6 left. So wait, that was 4th, right? It's okay. I'll go back in the footage to make sure, but I'm pretty sure we had 10 to start off with. Oh, you know why? The first time is when we actually crafted the Hellfire Amulet. That's why that one actually took a little bit longer. Okay, we're good. Actually, I think I hit him first. Again, with the Bane Stricken, you want to make sure you just attack the same target. Oh, this one dropped a legendary. And once we are out of room, we'll go ahead and identify the stuff, because I think we'll have to actually do that. Alright. Those. We got at least 2 here. A 2-handed mace. We got the Skeleton King's weapon, I believe. I wish this was a little bit better. I wish you could like summon the Skeleton King or like somehow have some type of special effect. I think that would be kind of cool because it's really not used at all. Let's see, we got Oculus Ring, but I already have the perfect one, so it doesn't really matter. This could actually be kind of useful. Let's go ahead and just throw this in here. That's not ancient, so it's pretty much worthless. Cleave. There's Wrath of the Bone King. I'll keep it just because it's kind of cool, and since it rolled ancient. I don't think there's going to ever be a build on it, but maybe just for funsies, since there is like the pauldrons of the Skeleton King, we'll make a skeleton. Oh, that'd be pretty cool with like the Ashbringer, like an LOD build. But then we wouldn't be able to use this because I believe you cannot cube the corrupted Ashbringer, unfortunately. I wish you could. It's one of my favorite weapons. Alright, we got 1 legendary off that one. So far, like, we got like an okay Traveler's Pledge, but nothing that would be considered like super OP, like best in slot at all. And nothing on this one. So that is a reset Reno. Okay, so we're done with what, 5? Got 5 more to go. That's pretty fast. It's just like the first one. Obviously, we were showing off how to get the amulet. But yeah, once again, Act 1. I'm wondering what the heck, it just moved me right over there. I was gonna say maybe we can figure out like a faster pathing. I remember the first time I did this, I was like, wow, this is so cool. And then now it's not even worth it for the most part. Especially if you're looking to farm legendaries, I'd say this is pretty bad. But again, since primals are super rare, if we get even like 1 primal, I'll be like, alright, maybe. But if we get 0... Again, remember, we're killing like at least 80 of these, right? Man, I should have made that like 100 because I feel like that's like a specifically good number. But yeah, we are opening up 40 portals, and in each portal, you fight at least 2. Some of them you'll fight 3, like this one we fought 3. It's kind of RNG on like which ones you're going to be fighting. But you'll always fight Diablo, and then they'll summon like 2 extras. That's how that one works. I think this one we did out of order. We're supposed to go to the putrid next one, but whatever. Like I said, the order doesn't matter. This one we got 1. I wish these had like a higher chance to drop like a very specific item. Like maybe pull off like some of the barbarian items would drop, so like people could try to farm them for some use, because I feel like the mechanic is really cool and no one really farms them, right? Is farming the Ubers good or not? I'd say no. But again, I usually only did it a few times. Once I crafted my Hellfire Amulet that I felt was really good, I would peace out and be like, okay, I'm over it, you know? There was no point. Actually, that was it for this one. We completed that one because we did that one kind of out of order. But again, it doesn't matter the order. So it'll take us, what, like maybe 30-ish minutes? Maybe 20, 25 if you don't... well, technically I did farm all the keys too, so maybe you're looking at like 45-ish minutes. But if the results yield something good, maybe if you complete all of them, it should drop like something, at least something of value. Because the whole idea is to get the Hellfire Amulet. However, with Squirt's Necklace and the Flavor of Time being introduced into the game, I feel like everyone moved on. If you look at previous builds, you'll see the Hellfire Amulet. And some LOD builds, they will use the Hellfire Amulet as well. But again, most of them just would use Flavor of Time, Squirt's Necklace, or just better anyways. Dang, that thing melted real fast. Oh, we got Legendary. No primals though, so zero so far. We're like 40 bosses in, right? Because we're like halfway done. More than halfway done. We got one amulet. But is the talisman over here? These are actually all of the amulets that give you some type of immunity. Actually have the rarest drop in the entire game, but they're not even good, so it doesn't matter. Which makes me kind of sad, because Mara's Kaleidoscope is one of them, but dang, we got so many. Alright, and that's going to be the end of that one. So our runs are pretty fast, though. It's like 2-3 minutes, right? And I think we have, let's see, 3 more to do. Wow, that was fast to do 7 that fast. I actually was thinking, like, should I cut this up and remove some of this? But, like, it's so fast that I feel like, you know, and I want to keep it in its, like, full original format without, like, any gimmicks or something. Look at that, the 10-minute YouTube ad rev, Kappa. Alright. Okay. So that one wasn't very good. I think, what did we get? Thunder Fury. That actually used to be an item that a lot of people would want, but most of the items in Diablo have just been outclassed. There's power creep. Just overwhelmed almost all the items that, like Echoing Fury in vanilla Diablo was like one of the best. Well, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Again, it's just because, like, sometimes you get stunned. And if you do die, just as a heads up, it's not game over for you. You can actually lower the difficulty. So I recommend always just putting it at the highest difficulty. And then if you can't do it, just go ahead and lower it. We have one. Oh, it's a Lamentation. Is that a Lamentation? We're pretty much almost full on inventory space here. Let's go ahead and go in. And the last one over here. And then we got 2 more to do, and then we're finally done. We will be finally done, and I think our results will be relatively, like, good. I mean, obviously if we do this like 1,000+ times, the results will be better, but I think this will give us a pretty good idea after killing, again, 80 of the Ubers. We're doing each one 10 times. And since we're kind of full over here, we'll go ahead and go to a Tristram. And let's see if we got anything good. Yeah, like I said, I don't think we've gotten any primals. If this is 8 cooldown, we'll keep it, but if not... And we already have Ancient, so that's pretty much useless. This thing's not very viable. But I rolled 100. Okay, I thought 100 was perfect. If 100 was perfect, I'd keep it for something else. But I probably won't use it for anything. I would say so far, all we've gotten was that 1 amulet. And even then, it rolled, what was it? This is what we got. Crit 85. But it doesn't matter that we're doing the Ubers. It's not like Ubers have a higher chance to drop like perfect stat items or something like that. Oh, it is Lamentations. 148. 148 is pretty good. However, it did roll all resistances, which is what you'd want to roll on it. It's usually strength, vitality, all resist, and then life percent is what you ideally want in your Lamentation, unless you go ahead and cube it. In which case, right now, we are cubing it. Alright, so, whoops. We are on our second to the last run over here. And hopefully, we'll get at least 1 primal. One legendary. Eventually it'll drop. Is it Ashbringer? Maybe Skeleton King has a higher chance to drop the Ashbringer. I don't know. Because I usually find that thing to be a more difficult drop. But it doesn't even matter. Because it's not even like used anyways. Because in Diablo 1, like Bone Snap, or I'm sorry, Diablo 2, Bone Snap had a high chance to drop on like Diablo. You can get like is it Mage Fist from Bale. Like there were certain items that would have a higher chance to drop on certain bosses, and in Diablo 3, I don't really feel like that happens. Like maybe the Skeleton Pauldrons could drop from him. That would make, you know, that obviously would make sense. And we can also check the results of how many, of like the Vial of Putridness and everything. We should theoretically get 40 of each at the very end. If we got 4 every single time, because remember we did it 10 times. Another legendary. Okay, another two-handed sword because there's just like 2 enemies to drop. Alright. Both items. Well, this one can be kind of utilized on a mercenary, but for most people, they won't want it. Like the thing that people really use is Thunder Fury, so you can actually slow down the enemy. And then Y-Word. So it probably won't be used. It just makes like the like undead jump up and down. Alright, so last one. Let's find out if it's actually kind of good or not. Is it worth it or not? Every Uber 10 times. I think we'll have more of the regret because I was doing something with it. I don't remember what before. So we got some gloves, Mage Fist. And just give me one primal. And this is at the hardest difficulty too. Oh, we got a transmog. Got that's from like a StarCraft one, right? I think we've already had it before, like on my account, but like not this season. Or if there was like, oh, it'd be cool if there was very specific drops from the Ubers. I think that would be cool too. Like special things. Again, I guess the Hellfire Amulet is supposed to be it, but like it's not good enough. For this one, I don't know which one's like better to eliminate first. Because normally, like this guy, since he farts a lot, basically the whole screen eventually gets covered. I remember when the Ubers used to enrage. That was also another thing, but that doesn't exist anymore. They've actually made this a lot easier. It used to be a little bit more difficult. The only one I could really recommend killing first is the Savage Behemoth, and even then, it's like really not that big of a deal. All right, well, let's see if he drops. Is there a primal? Let's go and check out our loot over here. This is the last set of loot because we've completed. Yeah, we have actually completed it, and our results are 39. So on average, you'd get like 40, right? From oh no, you know what? We did get 40. It's because hard fright. Did I not do one? We did the fright, right? Okay, just had to make sure because that one we were significantly lower on. I felt like there was just one that we missed out on completely. Just maybe unlucky RNG, whatever. But we did craft one Hellfire Amulet. And for the video to guys have a better ending here, we'll go ahead and actually craft a few Hellfire Amulets. I basically just want any barbed one. I actually do want it. I do want one of these ancient. Oh, this one rolled pretty bad. It's like 5,032. It rolled 6 damage. And the damage is just so bad on it. It's terrible. That's going right into the Forgotten Souls pile. Nothing good. Remorseless. the limitation might be okay. I'll have to double check on the one that I already have, but I do want to go ahead and craft some more Hellfire Amulets, so let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm looking for is just any of them with crit. I'll craft them like one at a time, so I don't have to waste my Forgotten Souls. But when you craft these, I'll try to show off what we're looking for. We're really looking for, it's always going to have main set, so we just need to have crit hit damage or crit hit chance. Either one, and then we roll off whatever the other thing is, what life, armor, or something else. We roll that, and we try to make that into either crit hit chance or crit hit damage. Ideally, we'd also have the elemental damage, but that might be asking for a lot. This also does cost, was it 50,000 gold, but like, it's nothing. The only thing that really costs anything is the Forgotten Souls, especially when you start doing the, that's unfortunate. But you also want it to have a good passive, so the chances of getting this good, they're not super impossible over here. So like this one over here, it has 10 crit. I can get that 14 life. What is that? Unforgiving. You know, like Degenerate Fury. Is that passive that good? Not really. Like ideally, it'd be any one of these that we have equipped. Or a lot of people, instead of Superstition, they run Ruthless. This can be another option. But do I want to keep this one? I'll take it because I don't want to start rolling them over and over again. I just wanted something to mess around with temporarily while I go ahead and craft other things. But anyways, guys, that's what we got. There's, I guess, one of our Hellfire Amulets that's like, okay. I wouldn't even really consider it that great. It's just because it rolled, basically, I can re-roll the life that we have and change that into something else. But I might re-roll these later. But for the most part, these aren't even viable. The Flavor of Time is much better, even though this one is pretty bad. The pylons that last twice as long is just much more viable. So anyways, guys, that's our results for the Hellfire Amulet as far as the Ubers go. Let me know if you guys have had better results and what you guys think about the Ubers. I feel like there should be a better item that you can obtain towards the very end of the game, like if you are doing what's kind of considered end game content, because I would definitely consider this end game content, and the reward is very mediocre. Now, it used to be actually pretty good. Pretty much everyone used to have a Hellfire Amulet, but I think the game has gotten to the point where like there's just better things, and they need to buff these. Maybe if these gave like 2 or 3, honestly, I think it would need to give 3 passives to make everyone want to run it. 2, you'd still be kind of on the fence. I think this should be at least a pretty viable option. But anyways, those are my thoughts. You guys can let me know yours down below, but no primals. So, I mean, again, I'm not calling that guy wrong, but I'm saying that we just got unlucky, Kappa. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you are new to the channel and want to see more Diablo content, as well as other gaming stuff, hit subscribe, turn the bell, and I'll see you more very soon. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and I'm signing out. Peace.